Here we are going to see the daily current affair, daily current affair of the region. First, first topic is read like this: Mahatma Gandhi Mahatma Gandhi Mahatma Gandhi's principle co-relevant today across border terrorism, all party delegation. Title is Mahatma Gandhi's principle more relevant today amidst cross-border terrorism, all party delegation. Gandhiji's idea, Gandhiji idea, Gandhiji idea was telling that Gandhiji's idea on non-violence and satyagraha determination to reach the truth. Gandhiji's idea on non-violence and satyagraha determination to reach the truth, a scope of non-violence, he opined that violence is the creed of no religion, whereas non-violence in most cases is obligatory in all. Violence is merely permissible in some cases. He opined that truth can never be propagated by doing violence. He opined that he opinion that he opined that his opinion that truth can never be propagated by doing violence. In his article, The Doctrine of the Sword, written in Young India, he wrote, I do believe that where there is only a choice between cowardice and violence, I would advise violence. Would rather I would have India resort to arms in order to defend her honors than that she should in a cowardly manner becomes become or retain a helpless witness to her own dishonor. Next point here is current relevance in context of cross-border terrorism. Operation Sindoor, India's response to the terror attack in Pahalgam was based on its right to respond, pre, preempt, 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 non non-escalatory, deter cross-border terrorism. Three key pillars of India's security doctrine includes decisive retaliation on India's arms, zero tolerance for nuclear blackmail, and no distinction between terrorists and their sponsor. All party delegation outreach to the international community to put forth the truth of state sponsor terrorism, promote the global response against violence. Conclusion: India has always followed the path of Gandhi's principle through doctrine like Vasudev Kutumbakam, no first use, and promotion of global peace. India has always followed the path of Gandhiji principle through doctrine like Vasudev Kutumbakam, no first use and promotion of global peace. Next topic name is India Japan agree to deepen maritime relation. India Japan agree to deepen maritime relation. India and Japan agree to deepen Maritime relation for sustainable mutual beneficial future. Key area of maritime cooperation: a smart island, Andaman Nicobar Island, and Lakshadweep Island to be converted into a smart island through sustainable technology, renewable energy, smart mobility. India and Japan agreed to deepen maritime relation. India and Japan agreed to deepen maritime relation for sustainable mutual beneficial future. Key area of maritime cooperation: a smart island, Andaman Nicobar Island, Lakshadweep Island to be converted into a smart island through sustainable technology, renewable energy, smart mobility, disaster resilience infrastructure, digital connectivity, etc. Maritime collaboration, maritime collaboration, maritime collaboration and investment. India can benefit from expertise of Japanese shipbuilding, co-development of ports and maritime industrial cluster. India aims to scale up investment with Japan, targeting more than 3 lakh crore by 2027. India also plans a greenfield investment of Imawari Shipbuilding in Andhra Pradesh. Maritime Heritage and Culture Cooperation, India South Japan's cooperation for developing the proposed National Maritime Heritage Museum at Lothal in Gujarat. National National Maritime Heritage Museum at Lothal aims to showcase India's rich maritime history, legacy, legacy, and serve as a world-class center for Center for Heritage Tourism, Education, Research in the Maritime Sector, Upscaling Human Resource. India's 1,54,000 trained seafarers may supplement Japan's maritime workforce. Significance of India-Japan maritime cooperation vital for trade and energy security. Energy Energy deficit. India and Japan rely heavily on maritime trade. 97% of India international trade, almost all of the Japan's trade is sea-based. A strategic check on China. Both countries are concerned about the China growing assertiveness in the Indian Ocean, boosting regional cooperation. Their cooperation also strengthened regional frameworks such as Quad, Supply Chain Resilience Initiative, Asia Africa Cross Corridor, International Solar Alliance, Coalition for Disaster Resilience Infrastructure, Leadership Group for Industrial Transition, supporting India's strategic vision. Japan can play a key role in advancing India's active policy and Maritime India Vision 2030 and Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047. Ministry of Science Technology launch Bharat Jain at the Bharat Jain Summit. Bharat Jain Summit is India's largest generative artificial intelligence and large language model summit and hackathon about the Bharat Jain public-private partnership initiative. It is India's first of its kind indigenously developed AI-based multimodal LLM for India language launch as a non-profit company with fund, funding from the Department of Science and Technology, developed under the National Mission for on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System, being implemented through the Technology Innovation Hubs Foundation for Internet of the Thing and Internet of the Everything at II Bombay. Four primary goals. Creation of Bharat-centric foundation, LLM model focus on Indian language, culture and tradition, Bharat Data Sagar to centralize high-quality Bharatiya data necessary for model building and a startup ecosystem innovation, empowering entrepreneur with tools, mentorships and collaboration to create innovation application for India, skilling capacity building, strength India's AI talent pool through fellowship, hackathons, and course positioning it as a global innovation hub. About multimodal LLM, multimodal LLM are large language model trained on a combination of text and non-text data, including image, audio, and video. These These models use machine learning to understand and interpret human language and other complex data types. Multimodal LLMs surpass the limitation of the unimodal models such as earlier version of the chat GPT, which often struggle to produce cohesive responses when input span different modality. PM highlight India's aviation boom at International Air Transport Association 81st annual general meeting. A status of India's a status of India's aviation sector, three pillar of aviation sector, a vast market, a strong demographical and talent pool in AI, clean energy, etc. Supportive policy ecosystem. Women share 50% of the India's pilot are women, significantly higher than the global average of 5%. Aligning Aligning aviation law with the global standard like ICAO regulation, Delhi Declaration, regional cooperation, and the Chicago Convention principle for open sky global connectivity. Value change leaders. Aligning aviation law with global standards like ICAO regulation, the Delhi Declaration, Regional Cooperation, and the Chicago Convention principle for open sky and global connectivity. The value change leaders in global aviation from design to delivery. India encourage company to embrace make in India, design in India like maintenance, repair and overhaul. The governance initiative for boosting aviation sector, regional connectivity scheme, UDI देश का आम नागरिक. The number of operational airport in the country has doubled from 72 74 in 2014 to 157 in 2024 and aim to increase 350 to 400 by 2047. Digi Yatra app contactless air travel protection of interest in aircraft object will aim to align India's aviation sector with global standard and ensure accountability accountability cases of financial default. About IATA origin April to 1945 in Havana, ITU successor to International Air Traffic Association post Chicago Convention headquarters Montreal, Canada with executive office in Geneva, Switzerland. Ministry of Highway Industry notification a scheme to promote manufacturing and electric manufacturing of electric passenger car in India. Key highlight of the scheme objective boost domestic boost boost Bush domestic manufacturing of electric passenger car in India. Establish India as a global hub for automatic innovation and manufacturing. Eligible project expenditure incur on one new plants, machinery, charging infrastructure, equipments, and associated utility across India. Expenditure made on the second hand refurnished plants, machinery, etc. will qualify. Eligibility eligibility for application particular requirements global group global group global group revenue from automatic manufacturing minimum 10,000 crore latest audit global investments of company and its group company in the fixed asset minimum 3,000 crore at latest audit not a group company referred to entitled that hold at least 26 voting right in each other benefit to applicants custom duty concession up to the 5 year link to meet domestic value addition milestone important benefit allowed to import fully built electric car CBU a vehicle that is completely assembled with a certain condition obligation for the applicant uh, 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 approval application must set up in the EW manufacturing facility in India and it must be operation within the 3 years from approval minimum investment of the 4,150 crore and DBA target minimum 25% DBA by the 3 year and 50% by the 5 year mandatory buying guarantee application commitment to set up manufacturing facility achievements of the DBA shall be backed by a buying guarantee from a scheduled commercial bank in India. India's automotive sector driving the future of the mobility. Key fact: India is the third largest automobile market in the world and market size 12.5 lakh current and contribution अपना India can lead to the shift growth driver of the India auto sector PLC अपना scheme पहुंच है Here we are going to see the short news. Economic community in the West Africa state. At the economic community in the West Africa, economic community in the West Africa 50th anniversary, UN and global diplomats held ECOWAS as Africa model for regional integration. About the ECOWAS origin in 1975 and 15 states signed Lagos Treaty, headquarter Abuja, Nigeria, member Benin, Cabo, Harbour, Ports, Gambia, Ghana, Ghana, Biswa, Liberia, Nigeria, Syria, Lebanon, General, and Togo aim to promote cooperation and integration for establishments of an economic union in the West Africa in order to raise the living standard of its people and to maintain and enhance economic stability, foster relations among the member states, and contribute to the progress and development of the African continent. Next is the world world's largest grain storage plan in the cooperative sector. A review meeting on the scheme plan aimed to increase the income of the primary agriculture credit society as well as the greater create rural employment opportunity. About the scheme, Ministry of Cooperation implementing as a National Cooperation Development Corporation Award, Food Corporation of India, Central Warehousing Corporation, etc. Significant food security food security, decentralized storage will reduce food grain wasted, enhancing national food security. Access to credit, farmer will be able to store their produce in godown constructed at the PSC. Avail finance for the next cycle of the group. Sangri Shangri-La Dialogue. Shangri-La Dialogue, an annual Shangri-La Dialogue is being held in Singapore. About the Shangri-La Dialogue, the genesis inspired by the post-Cold War multilateralism and evolving defense diplomacy post 1911. The dialogue was established in 2002 and naming after the Shangri-La Hotel where the first summit took place, organized by the International Institute for the Strategic Study in London with the support from the Singapore Investment Forums. A 1.5 track multilateral defense dialogue mix of official and unofficial participation purpose. It enable government minister, defense chief and policy maker from Asia, Africa, North America, Europe, and the Middle East to discuss the regional security issue and to share policy responses. And the Kheer Bhavani temple, the Kheer Bhavani festival celebrated annually on the Jestha Asthami is being held at the Kheer Bhavani temple in Ganderwal, Jammu and Kashmir. About the Kheer Bhavani temple location near Srinagar, prime goddess dedicated to the goddess Rangya Devi, an incarnation of the goddess Durga, built by the Maharaja Pratap Singh around 1912, which was later embellished and renovated by the Maharaja Hari Singh. A hexagonal spring is present at the center of the temple and known for its sacred water. The temple and the festival are named after the sweet dish kheer distributed as prasad to devotees. The national The national the the National Action Plan for Drug Demand Reduction. The Prime Minister of Social Justice Empowerment has invited proposal to set up a district day addiction center in undeserved district under the NAPDDR. About the NAPDR objective to address substance abuse through prevention, the addiction and rehabilitation type centrally sponsored scheme, KP strategy, preventive education, awareness, treatments and rehabilitation for addiction, family capacity building at various level various level financial support provided state UT for awareness capacity building programs, NGO V to turn integrated rehabilitation center, community peer led intervention, outreach and drop-in center, district day addiction center, government hospital for setting up addiction treatment facility Tenioratna. And next is the phytoplankton. 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 Telling that phytoplankton. A study find that the excess iron stimulated phytoplankton blooms, increasing the rate of nutrient consumption and leading to a faster transition to the nutrient poor condition in the ocean. About the phytoplankton, they are microscopic organisms that live on the both salty and the freshwater environment, contain chlorophyll and require sunlight and inorganic nutrition like the iron, nitrate, phosphorus, and sulfur to give and grow. Types bacteria, protists, single cell plants, cyanobacteria, and diatom, and dinoflates, green algae, etc. Significant food chain act as a primary producer and biological carbon pumps responsible for most of the transfer of the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere to the ocean. Risk overgrowth may lead to the harmful algae blooms, red tide releasing toxins that are dangerous to both marine and human life. Mount Etna. Etna. Recently, Mount Etna volcano located on Sicily Island, Italy, erupt about the Mount Etna. It is the highest Mediterranean island mountain, the most active astrovolcano in the world, and Europe's largest active volcano. Astrovolcano, composite volcano are formed by the lava and more viscous diet than basalt, leading to the more explosive eruption. Feature summit crater cinder crown lava flow and the Valley de Vo depression, one of the world's largest documents recorded of historical balcony. It is UNESCO World Heritage Site, United Nations Peacekeeping Mission, Border Security Force, continents comprising 25 women personnel deployed with the UNA Peacekeeping Mission in Congo. What is a UN Peacekeeping? Genesis UNA Peacekeeping began in the 1948 with the establishment of the United Nations Trust Supervision Organization in the Middle East to the monitor ceasefire. Three basic principles: consent of the party, impartiality, non-use of the force except in the self-defense, and defense of the mandate. Components of the UN peacekeeping include facilitating political process, protecting civilian election support. Since the 1950, India has sent over the 2,90,000 peacekeepers to more than 50 missions worldwide, making it the largest contribution to the UN peacekeeping effort. Capital Paraguay, capital Ansunio. The political feature location, it is a landlocked country in the south central South America. Line boundary: Bolivia, northwest, north Brazil, north east, and the Argentina southeast, and the south and southwest. Geographical feature: important river Paraguay, Apa, Parana, Policamo river provided access to the Atlantic Ocean and serves as the site for the hydroelectric power plants that have made it one of the largest exporter of the hydropower. The Tropic of Capricorn passes through it, the highest peak of the. So I would like to here stop this program.